Hi everyone, welcome back to If My Heart Had Wings, Flight Diary, Before Route, Episode 2. So, Episode 1 was mostly setting up about what this route will be about. And it was kind of like introducing Isuka to all the things that's been going on during her absence. So after she injured herself when she attempted a failed glider flight in the absence of Amane. So what's been going on with the glider, the soaring club, and the Flying Fish Manor. So Isuka had her first flight in many years, and despite that, she was able to give some good tips and advice to everyone, including Amane, the twins, and pretty much the whole soaring club. So now Isuka is revisiting the place that she was living in, the Flying Fish Manor, and she sees Hat, but unfortunately Hat does not recognize Isuka. So anyways, it is now dinner, and we have Kotori here saying, "Welcome home to Isuka." So you know that Isuka was living in Kotori's room before the incident. So first, let's hear Kotori say, there you go. So everyone else is saying welcome home. Kotori and the others had gotten everything ready for dinner. And after Yamanobe Sensei had come to get the aircraft, the three of them had left early and gone to buy food. Oh, so they're still buying out, well, more like takeout. Well, thanks for shopping. Well, it wasn't much. And that was how Aoi first met Asa. So he saw Asa buy the entire shelf of expensive marble meat. Well, great work. And that's an important task. And Asa was buying it for, I think it was meat and potato stew. So it is quite expensive for the purpose that it was going to be used. Well, I'm not that stupid, so I know that we're having Okonomiyaki. But then again, you almost bought the wrong meat again. Well, aside from Kotori and the others, Kanako is watching TV in the dining room. In her underwear. Well, I'm home, and I told you on the phone already. So we're having people over here to eat tonight. I know, and so in the Flying Fish Manor, people usually only need my permission as dorm mother to have friends stay the night. But today we are going to have a lot of people over, so I called ahead to inform everyone ahead of time. But you know, so you're already done with dinner, so there's no problem. I actually get home late from flight training, so I always make curry or stew that could be easily reheated beforehand. Well, sorry about this. I'm happy to hear that people seem to like the stew that has sat overnight more than the usual food. But anyways, time for a bath. and it got picked up by Isuka.
何がだ
So what about it?
いや、だっていうか水瀬くん、なんでスルーしてんの？かな子はいつもあの格好だぞ。
Well, we're kind of used to it by now.
いつもなのか。
Yes. It had become a daily occurrence that no one really noticed anymore.
それよりお腹空いたぞ。
But anyways, I'm hungry. Sure, I'll have dinner ready in no time. Amane seems to be getting hungry, so I quickly started to cook. So the sauce starts to bubble on the stove and a delicious smell begins to fill the air. Okay, it's done. Everyone eat up.
はーい、いただきまーす。
Me first.
ストップさ、あまねちゃん。
Oh no! So should we eat everything and we'll have nothing left?
あまねちゃんが最初だと先に全部食べられちゃう。みんなで仲良く分けるのよ。
There you go. Tonight, we are having Okonomiyaki. We lined up hot plates on the table and would cook our food as we ate.
マヨネーズいる人？はい。姉さん、太るわよ。私はソースと、青のりください。
So go ahead and have some, Isuka. I cut a portion for her and Isuka gave it a long, hard stare. So what's this?
僕、お好み焼きって初めて食べるよ。
Oh, okay.
私もでした。飛び王荘に来て初めて食べたんです。美味しいですよ。
It seems like people from wealthy households did not eat okonomiyaki often. So that applies to Isuka, Asa, and Yoru.
どうやって食べるの？こうやってです。見ててくださいよ。
So watch me. And without using any table manners, Asa took a big bite out of her okonomiyaki. I'm sure she would get scolded if she ate like this at home. But I'm sure her parents are overseas and not at home often, so no one would notice.
こうかな。
And well, anyways, Asa's giving a bad example to Isuka.
でしょ？七味唐辛子をたっぷりかけて食べるとなお美味しいのです。うわー、真っ赤っか。あんた、お腹の中やけどするわよ。
So don't eat too quickly, says Kotori. It is okonomiyaki after all. You should eat it the way that you want to. I made even more food while everyone is eating. Everyone ate until they are satisfied.
今日はどうでしたか？
So, how was it?
楽しかった。やっぱりいいね、空を飛ぶのって。
So, how was the flight? Oh, it was good. I want to fly again.
他じゃ味わえないもんね。
Kotori nods as if she is the one being pleased or praised.
イスカさんの操縦、かっこよかったです。下から見ててもわかるくらい。
So, you were able to pick it up very quickly.
そう？ありがとう。
Thanks? And despite what Kotori says, I felt numb just remembering what it was like flying with Isuka. So what's wrong? Isuka, don't you have a pilot license?
一応ね、もう全然乗っていなかったから忘れちゃってるけど。
Well, I do. And do you want to take controls?
いいの？
Well, I mean, you tried to make this glider in the first place with your old team, right?
じゃあ、サポートしてもらっていいかな？
Well, absolutely.
あまねのやつ、いい子彼氏にしたな。
Huh? Wait, did you say something? Ageha, can you hear me?
こちらアゲハ、聞こえてるよ。
Yes. I'm giving control over to Isuka, so...
そうなの？了解。
Wait, really? Alright then, so she's all yours.
よーし、行くぞー。
Wow. So the problem is that it's been so many years since Isuka flew the glider, so even though she can fly and has a license, it just takes time getting used to. And I'm sure when Isuka had the controls, her motor movements or her maneuvers scared Aoi.
どうしたんですか、葵先輩。顔が青いですよ。
It's nothing. I just felt a little uneasy about it, or thinking about it.
でも驚いたよ。みんな思ってたよりずっと部活してたから。僕らの頃なんてまだテストフライトも成功させられてなかったのに。
Well, then again, they only had 3 people versus, I'll say, let's see. So Aoi 1, Kotori 2, Aga 3, the twins 4 and 5, and maybe Amane being 5 or 6.
毎日ああでもないこうでもないってグライダーの後方を話し合ったりしててさ。私は飛びたくなかったから永遠に失敗し続ければいいのねって思ってたぞ。
And Amane wasn't being a good participant in the club. Amane just said something outrageous with her mouth full of Okonomiyaki.
あんたそんなこと思ってたの？
Wait, so you were intentionally trying to destroy our club, right?
ああ、だって高いところは怖いじゃないか。
Well, I was scared of going up.
僕と五十嵐くんが毎日どんな思いで試行錯誤を繰り返していたと思ってるんだ。そんなこと言われても怖いものは怖いんだ。こいつってば。
Oh, so it was you, or because of you, that the club went nowhere.
まあまあ、イスカさんたちの努力と研究の先に私らがいるんですよ。
But at least you laid the foundation that we later picked up.
ほんとそうよね。その頃の試行錯誤があったから私たちは迷わずに制作できたんだもん。
And we pretty much took what you had and completed it. So if it wasn't for you, then we probably wouldn't have gone anywhere either.
後輩たちはいい子ばかりなのに。ああ、僕もこの時代に生まれればよかったな。みんなと一緒に部活やりたかった。
Well, I wish I was in the club around the time you guys were in the club.
そうしたらそもそもソアリング部ができてない可能性がありますね。それはいわゆるタイムパラドックスってやつだね。悩ましい。
And it left everyone a bit puzzled. It would have been a lot of fun to be in the same club as Isuka.
でさ、びっくりしたのはアマネだよ。私がどうかしたか？何年かぶりに再会したらちゃっかり彼氏いるんだもん。
And so many things have changed for you too, Amane. So a boyfriend and...
しかもすっごくいい子っぽいじゃん。料理できて気配りできてその上かっこいいときてる。
And with her chopsticks in her mouth, Amane looks at me confused. Everyone else looks up at me as well. So showing off. Wait, what?
なんかさ、最近名前で呼び合ってるみたいなんだよね。
So you two have been so close that you're showing off at us.
知ってる。なんか私らの前じゃ先輩とか呼んでるけど。 二人だけの時は呼び捨てでした。なんだかかえってやらしい感じがするわ。
And it's quite indecent. Well, what? Well, who cares how I act around her?
あまねちゃんは私たちみんなのあまねちゃんなのに。
And it feels like you're monopolizing Amane-chan. Or basically, you're making us look bad. Or...
そうだそうだ。そうだそうだ。
Well, who cares? And why is Amane on the same side as them? It all seems so unfair.
いつから付き合ってるの？つい半月ほど前からだ。
And that's too short.
じゃあまだ新婚ほやほやか。
But it's a start.
あれあれ？先輩、もっと前から付き合ってたんじゃなかったでしたっけ？
So, you're lying. I'm sure you two were dating way before 2 weeks. It was rare for Ageha to tease Amane. A light bulb lit up above Kotori's head when she heard that.
そうだ、エア彼氏歴1年事件。何そのエア彼氏歴1年事件って。
No comment. Amane brushes and diverts her glance from Isuka while she slouched, silently stuffing her mouth with Okonomiyaki.
それがね、前代未聞の珍事件だったのよ。ミラクルと言ってもいいわ。ね、あまねちゃん。小鳥。何？あの設計図、書くのやめてもいいんだぞ。
Amane's voice is low, which is rare. You know, if you make me feel bad, I'll just go somewhere else. I'll just quit all this.
だよな、そんな事件なかったよな。そうよ、なかったの。みんないいわね。保身に走ったか。小鳥先輩必死すぎです。見苦しいわね。気になる。
Well, you know, now that you make it interesting, I want to know what happened and the details and how you got together with Minase-kun. So, if I remember, what happened was that when Amane was about to graduate and leave, it kind of triggered Aoi's feelings and he really wanted to be with Amane. And during the 1 year of absence, Amane did have someone in mind, which is Aoi, but the problem is that she didn't really understand what it meant to be a couple or love, and it took everyone else, so all the girls, Kotori, Ageha, the twins, and even Kanako, to help bring Amane closer to Aoi. So, if you remember, Amane was talking about how she mentioned that she had a boyfriend, and it did make her coworkers upset, but then the more Amane talked about it, it made the girls feel that, I don't think she understands that even though it sounds like she's in love, the same is not true looking at it from Aoi's perspective. So, we have to try to help get both of them to understand each other. So anyways, even after supper, everyone stays in the dining room and continues to chat. We had so much we wanted to talk about. And we talked about how we all joined the club and why our goal is the morning glory with Isuka.
最初はみんなで主翼を作り直すところから始めたんです。あまねちゃんの作った主翼がテストフライト中に折れちゃったのよね。フライト中に折れるってあんた相変わらずだね。
So it is the same as before, right?
おかしいな。ちゃんと作ったのにな。
But I did make it according to how it should be made.
そこで生かされたのがイスカさんたちが試行錯誤した工法だったってわけです。でも初めてだったから大変だっ ったよね。
Kotori had to learn everything about FRP manufacturing from zero, so from start or scratch.
そうアゲハのしごきがきつかったわ。何言ってんのよ。あんたが授業サボってなきゃもうちょっとマシだったんだから。ぐねね。
小鳥ちゃん、授業サボってたんだ。
ああ、イスカと同じだ。よく学校休んでたらしいぞ。
That's true.
アマネちゃんにだけは言われたくない。何せ超留年生だもんね。未だに伝説として語られてますよ。
Amane had stood out within Keifu's history for so many reasons.
それでどうなったの？
So next,
夏休みに入ってみんなで合宿やったんだよね。そうそう、みんなで飛び予想に泊まり込んで、あれ楽しかった。あの頃私と小鳥仲良くなったんだよね。いいなぁ。私も合宿したかったです。
we hadn't needed to do a training camp since Asa joined, so it had been a while since the last one. Well, I didn't think they had to rush and get everything done quickly for the morning glory, so they could take their time and not have to push all that effort and
毎日
energy.
の合宿みたいなものじゃないの。アゲハ先輩以外みんなここに住んでるんだから。
Oh, so the fact that we live here, so we could just continue our club activities here. It's almost like a lodging house for the soaring club. There you go.
まあその甲斐あって主翼は無事完成。いよいよ初めてのテストフライトと相なったのです。おー、あの時は超感動したわ。自分たちの作った翼が空を飛んでるんですもの。うんうん、あの感動は特別だったよね。
It's even better because everyone took a part in making it happen. It is the kind of happiness that everyone could share. And the first test flight had been something special.
あの時小鳥に鼻をビンタされて痛かったぞ。なんでそんなことばっか覚えてるのよ。飛ぶのを嫌がる天音先輩に小鳥が闘魂注入したんだよね。後輩にビンタされるってどんな先輩ですか？私たちその時たまたま風車の丘にいたんです。そしたら白い飛行機みたいなのが飛んできて。
And now we're hearing the story from the twins' perspective.
姉さんが夢中になっちゃって、それから毎日あの場所へ通う羽目になったわ。
And if you remember, George was criticizing the flight because, oh, so this glider has no engine, so it's not a very good plane.
別についてきてって言ってないのに。
Well, you didn't have to come with me.
それは姉さん一人だと心配だからよ。朝はそれがきっかけでソアリング部に来たのよね。
And that's how you joined later.
その時は同好会でしたけど。
And I still remember that.
同好会？なんで？
We all looked at each other for some reason. It is like we are all thinking the same thing at the same time, remembering that special moment.
その夏の終わりにモーニンググローリーに似た不思議な雲が現れたんです。
So, the morning glory.
私たちそこを目指して飛んだのね、葵くん。
Yep. And we got Amane in the cockpit and flew at dawn, and that became our last flight.
最後。
天音先輩がその夏に引退することが決まってて、最後のチャンスだったから。
So that was the first attempt in the common route. But we failed.
すっごく惜しかったの。あとちょっとのところで。原因はわからないけど、多分強い下降気流に巻き込まれたんだと思う。それで 雲の上へ渡る寸前で急降下したんだ。
無事だったの？
Well, I was able to recover the glider at the last second, but the clouds were too high in the sky and we couldn't make it. So it dissipated shortly after I recovered. So Isuka gives a horrified expression as if she herself were in the situation and then sighed in relief.
僕が療養所にいた頃見たのはその時のフライトだね。
Okay? So Tatsuya had told me. Apparently Isuka's room at the villa had a wall filled with pictures of the glider and the cloud we flew that day.
療養所って退屈でさ、窓からの景色も変わり映えしないし、いつも空ばかり見てたんだ。体調のいい日はカメラを持って湖のほとりまで行って空の写真を撮ってた。あの日もお手伝いさんと一緒に朝焼けの空を撮ろうと思ってたんだよね。そしたらそこにすごい雲があって、もしかしたらこれがモーニンググローリーって思って夢中でシャッターを切ってた。何枚か撮ってから構図を変えようとしてズームした時見えたんだよ。朝焼けに照らされた白い気影が。すぐに分かった。グライダーだって。
While exchange looks again. Isuka had seen our flight that day, and it meant so much to us.
アマネたちが乗ってるなんて思いもしなかったけど。けど僕が行きたかった場所へ今誰かがたどり着こうとしてる。そう思うとすごく興奮しちゃって、その日熱出して寝込んじゃったよ。
そのことがきっかけでイスカさんは療養に専念して外へ出て行ったって。
And that's what Tatsuya had said.
そうだよ。ベッドで寝てばかりいるのがバカらしくなってさ。
So are you okay now physically?
まあね、もともと体質的なものだったから成長して体質が変わったおかげで良くなったみたい。
So as I grew, I got better, and it looks like my deficiencies have improved.
まだ普通の人よりは弱っちいけど、でもこの通り元気だよ。
But at least I'm healthy now. It is a relief to hear that. Amane didn't say anything, but still showed signs of relief and sent a warm look to Isuka.
でもどうしてそれが最後のフライトになったの？みんな部活続けたんだよね。
And the question made Kotori moody.
あの憎き飛び岡のせいで。
Okay, the teacher.
飛び岡先生？
まあなんと言いましょうか、いろいろと不幸な誤解がありまして。
So stuff happened with him. And after Amane left the club, some teachers had wanted to close the soaring club. And to prevent them from demolishing the garage, there had been an incident where we had barricaded ourselves inside. And it had been a rash decision, but we had been able to protect such an important location to us.
そこから再出発してもう一度ソアリング部を復活させたの。
And they did get suspended for doing that sit-in.
朝ちゃんと夜ちゃんが仲間になって。
Amane had come back as a teacher or lecturer, so we had her as the club advisor.
みんなであの機体を作ったんです。今度こそモーニンググローリーを飛ぶぞって。あの設計図の通り機体を改造しようとしてた時はバカだと思ったぞ。だから私たちはあまねちゃんの後輩なんだからバカなところもちゃんと受け継いでるの。
While laughed at Kotori's joke. And then Isuka just stares at us. So what's wrong?
いや、無茶するなって思って。あまね並みにみんなバカだね。
So stupid just like Amane.
それで本当にモーニンググローリーまでたどり着いちゃうんだもん。
And despite all the setbacks, you made it.
れほどでも。いやー、頑張ったよね頑張りました。時にはバカになることも大事だって教えられました。
Everyone is proud of that statement. It had been 1 week since we had flown the Morning Glory, and we all felt like we are still in a dream.
でも嬉しいよ。後輩たちが夢を受け継いで叶えてくれたこと。ありがとう、みんな。
お礼を言いたいのはこっちの方よ。私、もしいつかイスカさんに会えたら言おうと思ってたんです。
So what is it?
私がグライダーと出会えたのはイスカさんのおかげだから。
フライトログのこと？
So the flight log that you've been reading or holding on to? Kotori nods in acknowledgement.
イスカさんがあのノートを残していってくれたから、私、夢と出会って、いろんな人と出会えて、本当にイスカさんは、私の大恩人なの。
僕も嬉しいよ。小鳥ちゃんみたいな子にあのノートを受け取ってもらえて。
Okay. Kotori blushes and looks pretty awkward at that moment. Isuka looks at Kotori with a little discomfort and seems embarrassed. So it was quite interesting to hear that you had 3 girls with problems. So Amane being the repeater student, and Kotori and Isuka being absent a lot because of their illness or disability. But despite all that, everything came together in the end. So anyways, later on that night...
ああ、懐かしい。僕が使ってた頃とあんまり変わってない。
So now Isuka's visiting Kotori's room, which was her room.
家具は備え付きのをそのまま使ってるから。
So a lot of furniture that was from you. And once everyone is done talking in the dining room or the dining hall, Kotori shows her room to Isuka.
ハット用の出入り口もそのままだ。
So Hat's entrance is still here. Is it true that you made that, Isuka?
そうだよ。あまねに手伝ってもらったんだけど、おかげで歪んじゃった。
Well, Amane helped me, and it's crooked because Amane was the one who did that. So did the landlord get upset with you for this? I asked the kind of question that a dorm mother would ask.
怒られた。けど許してくれたよ。おばあちゃん優しかったから。
But at the end, she understood. I don't know about back then, but the old woman who was the owner probably took really good care of Isuka and thought dearly of her.
ハットを連れてきたのもイスカさんなんですよね。
そうだよ。ペットショップで見つけたんだけど、なんか元気なくて、ほっとけなくて連れて帰ってきたの。
Oh, okay.
けど、トビウオソウってペット禁止だったから。
Okay, so the Flying Fish Manor does not allow pets. You kept him outside to get used to the wild. More like, okay, so if I can't have this duckling in the Flying Fish Manor, I'll just put him outside in the backyard and create a door where he can come in anytime he wants.
そういうこと。
I'm surprised you didn't get scolded for that.
どこだったかな。
Well, I'm sure she did. But I'm sure at the same time, the old lady, dorm mother, didn't know what Isuka was up to, so Isuka starts looking for something by her feet.
どうしたんですか？
あった。
She She's looking at something and suddenly tore off one of the floorboards. Kotori is startled. She probably didn't think the floor in her room came apart so easily. Isuka stuck her arm into the hole and pulled out a gentleman-like doll wearing a tuxedo.
何ですかそれ。
So what's this?
この子はね、ハットマン男爵だよ。
ハットマン男爵？
So Hatman.
僕が大事にしてた人形さ。ハットがつっつき回して壊しちゃったの。ほら。
She showed her torn neck.
それでここに埋葬してたんだ。
So because Hat killed it, I had to bury it here. A burial. Another time we had found a time capsule underneath the floor. Maybe that was the other stuff around here too.
この子、昔からいたずらっ子だったのね。
So Hat has been pretty rowdy.
ガーガー。
Well, I like being that way, says Hat. Hat happily flaps his wings around Kotori's feet, thinking he is being praised. And the silk hat that Hat wore perfectly matches the tuxedo on the doll.
もしかして。わ？
Huh?
ハットが被ってる帽子はもともと男爵のだったの。
So I used the torn pieces and made a hat for the duck.
今日からあんたが男爵の身代わりよ。いいって言ったらガーガーって答えたから試しに被せてみたらぴったり。
And it perfectly fit Hat's head.
それまではガーコって呼んでたんだけど、考えてみたらこの子男の子なんだよね。
I didn't know that little hat had so much history to it. Isuka leans down and takes a look at Hat's face. Hat startles, tilting his head.
いっぱい可愛がってゲーまで仕込んだのに僕のこと忘れちゃったみたい。
And it hurts that you forgot about me.
そうなの？ハット。ガーガー。
小鳥ちゃんには懐いてるみたいだね。やっぱり美少女だからかな。こいつ
What?
男の子だし。
I'm sure that's not true. It's more like Kotori feeds Hat every day, so. So what kind of tricks can he do?
ね、死んだふりと反省のポーズと、あと荒ぶるアヒルのポーズ。
何それ？見たい見たい。
So I want to see the dancing duck pose. I can see that as well. I've never seen a duck that can do tricks before.
ハット、いい？行くよ。
Okay, so Hat. So show them.
荒ぶるアヒルのポーズ。はい。
And it looks like Hat does not understand what Isuka is trying to tell him. Isuka stands on one leg and spreads her arms like a crane.
わ？
So what are you trying to do, or what's this about?
ほら、荒ぶりなさい。僕だけやってるとバカみたいでしょ。
Hat just stands there, or just sits there, seemingly amazed. So I think it's more like, nice poses, nice reaction, nice actions.
ダメか。
So I can't do it. Maybe he'll do it if you give him a treat. So he likes to eat.
私取ってくる。
Okay, so let me help. Kotori pushes her wheelchair into motion.
キュリキュリ。
Okay, so I'll give him the usual cucumber, and if he does the dancing duck pose, then I'll treat him to one.
小鳥。
And Kotori or intercepts Amane.
アマネちゃん、ハットがゲーするんだって知ってた？
ああ、荒ぶるアヒルのポーズか。あれはなかなか見事だぞ。
So I've seen this before.
やはりこれは何としてでもやらせないと。キュウリどこ行ったかな。
So I want to see it so badly, so I must find a cucumber to basically encourage him to do so.
イスカさんって素敵な人ね。面白いし、ちょっと変だけど、いたずら好きの子供みたいなとこあって、想像してた通りの人だったわ。
So the way that she wrote in her flight log, it matches how she acts in person.
そうか。君とイスカは気が合うだろうと思ってたよ。
But you know, I was kind of certain that you two would get along.
お友達になれそう。
True?
ところで、これなんだけど。これ、君からイスカに返してやってくれないか？
So what is it?
ハット、荒ぶるアヒルのポーズだよ。こういうの覚えてない？
So back in the room, Isuka's trying to get Hat to do the dancing duck pose. It's like, so do you forget? Wait. So this is pretty hard. So if you forgot what it is, then it's no use. For some reason, I am doing the dancing duck pose to try and help Hat remember. But Hat just stands there. Dot to dot. And looks at me sympathetically. Maybe we should give up and try a different trick.
これが一番ダイナミックで迫力があるんだよ。
No, so this is the best pose and I want to see it, regardless. Well, it's breaking my back, so I can't continue to model this for Hat. It's gonna hurt me. And we heard the doorbell ring from the entrance. And I gladly go to answer it. Hello? So what happened? Tatsuya comes in slightly exhausted. Isuka had talked about taking a cab home, so I had called Tatsuya just in case. Well, I'm going to be late because of work, but I'll be there. Tatsuya had sounded pretty frantic on the phone. It had been a while after Aga had gone home. It's time for Isuka to go home too. It is getting late and she looked a little worried. Finally, Tatsuya arrives.
五十嵐君。
悪い。仕事がどうしても抜けられなくて。
Tatsuya is flustered after arriving late, but when he saw Isuka, he tried to act natural. And I guess he is just trying to maintain his composure. Tatsuya really must like Isuka. Well, I never seen Tatsuya like this.
もう出られるか?
So, are you ready? Yes? Isuka becomes shy. She looks like she is having trouble trying to figure out how to act around Tatsuya. They probably don't realize it is written all over their faces how much they like each other.
じゃあ車回してくるから門のところで待っててくれ。
Okay, so just wait for me. He must have parked his car somewhere else. Tatsuya left to go outside again. And Isuka tries to follow him. No. So just wait for him to pull around the corner. Kotori quickly stumbles out of the dining room. Oh, so I found a cucumber and I'm gonna make Hat do the dancing duck pose before you go home for the night. So here's the cucumber. Oh. So actually, I want to give the flight log back to you. Isuka's flight log.
これ返します。
Isuka looks or takes it from Kotori and starts to flip through the pages. And at first her face shows signs of nostalgia, but then she starts to quiver.
どうしたんですか？
So what's wrong?
今読むと完全に黒歴史っていうか。
So it's kind of embarrassing to look at things that you wrote many years ago.
こんなの誰かに読まれてたなんて超恥ずかしいんだけど。
And it's worse that someone else read this.
でも
But
私これを部屋で見つけて、それでグライダーに興味を持ったんです。
Kotori is dead serious.
そのノートがなかったら私きっと今頃学校を辞めて家に帰ってしまってました。
Wait, what? A look of surprise comes across Isuka's face. Kotori had talked a lot about her past and her dreams with Isuka, but she didn't tell her how she had gotten the notebook or the flight log. So Isuka didn't know and probably could not imagine what kind of girl Kotori had been.
その日記を見つけた頃の私はどん底で友達もいなくて、ほんと楽しいことなんて何一つなくて、日記の中のイスカさんとアマネちゃんはすっごく楽しそうでキラキラ輝いて見えたの。特に空に憧れる気持ちが書かれた部分は私の一番のお気に入りだった。読んでそれで
Oh, wait a minute. I went too fast, so let's see what Kotori had to say.
特に空に憧れる気持ちが書かれた部分は私の一番のお気に入りだった。読んでてワクワクした。
Okay.
私イスカのことを友達みたいに思うようになったの。
僕が友達？
So, me as a friend? Kotori nods.
見たこともない日記の主を親友みたいに思って、自分も一緒に空を目指してる気持ちになってた。いつもうつむいてた私だけど、空を見上げる時だけは顔を上げていられたの。
When we had first met on Windmill Hill, Kotori's eyes had shined while looking up at the elegant glider above. Isuka's log is what gave her that feeling. Isuka looks down at the pages again after hearing Kotori talk. She looked like she's reliving some fond memories.
バカなことばっかやってたな。でも楽しかった。僕も空を見上げる時だけはうつむかずにいられたから。
Kotori laughs happily seeing Isuka look at the log so dearly. It was those countless feelings written in those pages that are so important to Kotori. I had hoped a little that. And maybe some of those feelings would return to her and that her friendship with Amane would go back to the way it used to be. But... So what's wrong? Isuka's expression changes when she turns to the last page.
どうかしましたか？
So what's wrong?
別に。
So I wonder if this is the page where Kotori put her to-do list on.
そのページ。
There you go. So it's the page with a list of things to do.
ごめんなさい。私イスカさんの真似してそこにいろいろ書いちゃって。
So I was just following your footsteps. Kotori had written down the things that she wanted to do.
そうじゃないの。別に書いてくれて全然構わないし。っていうか、いっぱい書いたね。
But you did write quite a lot.
でも全部クリアしたわ。 イスカさんがやり残したこともまるっとね。
But I was able to clear many things on that list. Kotori had said with pride.
ほんとだ。全部墨って書いてある。
Isuka traced through the pages and stopped at one spot and gave a troubled look for a slight moment. She then turned her eyes away.
やっぱりこれ、小鳥ちゃん持ってて。
Well, actually, can you please hold on to this? Why?
迷惑じゃなければだけど。
If you don't mind.
迷惑なんかじゃないわ。でもどうして？
So why?
別に深い意味はないの。
I just want you to.
小鳥ちゃんに親友って思ってもらってたの嬉しいし、だから持っててほしいなって。
わかった。じゃあ大事に預からせていただきます。
そうして。
Kotori takes the notebook and held it to her chest.
それじゃもう行かないと。
Okay, so I have to go now. Tatsuya should have been by the gate already.
あまね
お？なんだ、もう帰るのか？
五十嵐くん来てくれたから。
そうなのか。一緒にお風呂に入ろうと思っていたのに。
それはまた今度ね。
Well, next time.
それじゃ。
またな。
Okay, so see you later.
また遊びに来てくださいね。
今日はありがとう。
Isuka says cheerfully and then hurries out. She seems to be in a hurry, probably because Tatsuya is waiting for her.
小鳥、そのノート。なんか私に持っててほしいって。
So Isuka wants me to keep this notebook for some reason.
そうなのか。
Amane sounds a little down.
きっと私と仲良くなりたいって思ってくれてるんだわ。そうに違いない。
But Kotori is still optimistic about why. Kotori puts the notebook away in her wheelchair. And for Aoi, I saw what it was that Isuka has been looking at. The morning glory. So to cross the corridor or the passage in the sky. So let me tell you about how I met Amane. It was April at the time. It was the start of the school year. I barely had enough attendance, but I moved up a grade with everyone else.
いいか、ここテストに出
Alright.
ないぞ。出ないけど面白いからもうちょっとやるぞ。
Okay? Everyone laughed at our teacher's joke. I stared out the window, absentmindedly listening. The cherry blossoms in the outer grounds are in full bloom. Their beauty caught my eye. And to be frank, I just did not fit in well with my new class.
退屈だな。
It was always boring being alone. And even more so when you are surrounded by other people. So I'm tired of all this. But there is someone of interest in my new class. And that person is Amane Mochizuki. So this is the first time I had been in the same class with the so-called genius. and I had thought that everyone would be fussing over her, but that is not the case. The genius girl is just as, if not more, out of place. And because she's even stranger than me. Why?
それ面白い？ねえ。
Come on, so answer.
私に言ったのか？
So basically Amane did not hear that Isuka was calling out to her.
他に誰がいるのさ。
たくさんいるが。
Amane is in the classroom, but she is not there to study. The genius girl is too much of a genius that even the teachers had nothing left to teach her. So she spent her time reading doctoral papers, or basically academic journals, conference papers, the such, and theses during class.
別に。
何が？
So what is... That's good.
君が聞いたんじゃないか。面白いかって。
ああ。
Wait, so yes?
じゃあなんで読むの？
Well, I'm not sure if Isuka can handle reading complicated language or all that technical stuff.
他にやることがないから。
She reads those difficult papers because she had nothing else to do.
眠くならないのかな？
I would have been asleep by now for sure with the warm sunlight hitting me.
バカだな。
バカ？それは私のことか？
So why are you calling me dumb?
ああ、そうだよ。あんたのことさ。人生短いよ。限られた時間はもっと楽しいことに使わないと。
That's true.
それは君のように窓の外をぼんやりと眺めることか？
Well, I'm sure it's not staring out the window to kill time. She had been watching me. I'm surrounded. I'm sure that she would not even bother looking at me.
それも楽しいことの一つだね。満開の桜をめでないなんて日本人失格だよ。
So one, if you look outside, you can see the blooming cherry blossoms. Amane nods in confusion and looks out the window. Okay then. But she didn't seem to understand.
他には？楽しいことだ。どんなことがあるんだ？
So what other fun activities are there?
そんなの自分で考えなよ。いくらでもあるでしょ。
So there's plenty.
そう言われてもわからないぞ。もっと具体例を提示してもらえないだろうか。
Amane seems troubled. It is as if a teacher had asked her a difficult question she can answer.
そうだな。
Hungry? And then I heard a low grumbling sound. Other students in the class look over in horror.
何今の？
So what's wrong?
お腹が空いているのを体が思い出してしまったぞ。
So basically,
話しかけてくるからだ。
now that you talk to me, I lost focus and I could realize other problems that I'm having, so I'm hungry. And she looks very embarrassed by it. You can see how hungry she is by the look on her face.
決まったね。
Well then,
授業終わったら学校を抜け出そう。
いいのか？校則違反だぞ。
あんたってほんとバカだね。校則になんて縛られてたら楽しいことを逃しちゃうよ。
そうなのか。知らなかったぞ。
校舎裏に金網が破れてるところがあってさ、そこから外へ出られるんだ。僕に任せて。絶対見つからないように連れ出してあげるから。
Okay?
信頼しよう。
And when the class bell rang, I took Amane with me as we skipped class. Our destination, the recently built convenience store. Underneath an April sky, the sunlight is warm, but the wind is cold on our skin. And we ate steamed pork buns side by side. It is especially good eating with a friend. Okay, so going back to present times, it looks like someone's knocking on the door to the Flying Fish Manor. So I'll leave this to the next episode. So I did stretch this one a bit longer because I wanted that whole childhood or past section in this episode. So there is one important point from Isuka, despite her not being the brightest student and wanting to doze off in class. And it's that there is more to life than studying and academics. And Isuka is trying to get Amane to realize that. So I'm sure, despite Amane being really smart, able to read complex journals and conference papers, it's a dull and boring activity for her, and Isuka is just trying to get Amane to realize that. So anyways, we'll see how all this continues next time. And with that in mind, I'll see you later.